I combined the 7'4" demigod Victor Wembanyama with the greatest shooter of all time, Stephen Curry, to create the best and most definitely the most fun build in NBA 2K24. For the position, I went with center. You could either go center or power forward. It's really up to you. And then for the height, I went with 7 foot. Now, obviously, Steph Curry is pretty short and Victor Wembanyama is pretty tall. But in order to make a Victor Wembanyama type build, you do need to go pretty tall. So that's why I went with 7 foot. Any taller, honestly, we would just be way too slow. Then for the wingspan, in order to give us Steph Curry type shooting, I went all the way down to 7'1". And then for the weight, we dropped this down to 221 pounds. Neither player is very strong, so we don't need a ton of strength. But before I say anything else, please just subscribe to the channel. So really quickly, you guys see, we're going to get a 92 mid-range rating. This is gonna give you basically every single badge on gold, including Deadeye and Blinders, as well as Hall of Fame Post-Fade Phenom and Hall of Fame Midi Magician. On 7 foot center build, there's no way for you to get Agent 3, so for this reason, hitting moving 3-point shots is really hard to do. So for this reason, you guys see I'm taking a lot of moving mid-range shots. That includes both fades, spin jumpers, and even step back shots, even though we don't have Space Creator on this build. Let me just tell you guys, these mid-range shots are so good, and you can green them so consistently with a 92 mid-range rating. And also, since you are so tall and you have gold Blinders and gold Deadeye, it's really hard to guard these shots. Like, even if they are there, they have to be in a perfect position or they're not going to get a contest. Genuinely, this 92 mid-range rating is so fun to use on a 7 foot center build. And just so you guys know, if you guys buy boost, that gives you guys a +5, which gives you a 97 mid-range rating. And in the gameplay you guys are watching, I did buy boost. It's honestly just so fun and genuinely kind of unguardable too. I don't know how that's wide open. Also, you can post score if you want to, but honestly, I wasn't really trying to do that because this is a Steph Curry build after all. Now, next up for the 3-point rating, we're getting this up to an 85. Obviously, this is a Steph Curry build. We're gonna get pretty crazy shooting. When it comes to standstill 3-point shots on this build, you're gonna be greening them so consistently. Like, they have to play up on you, and they do have to play really high up on you because you do have that gold Deadeye badge. A lot of time on the 2s and on the 1s, they just kind of sag back and pray you're gonna miss, and you can absolutely just punish people that do that. If you guys do want to be greening consistently with this build, I'm gonna leave you guys my jump shot in a second. But moving on from talking about standstill 3-point shots, I know I said hitting moving 3-point shots on a 7 foot build is really hard to do, but you guys see with an 85 3-point rating, you can green them consistently even without takeover. But with takeover, especially sharp takeover, honestly, I think this build is unguardable. Like, you can green from absolutely anywhere, even with only bronze limitless range, which is kind of crazy. If you guys do want my jump shot, I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. You guys see what it's gonna be right here. The jump shot's so fast and is perfect for a Steph Curry type build. Now, in order to fully create a Steph Curry type build, we are gonna need some playmaking. Starting these off with 75 pass accuracy, that's really all you need. The ball handling, we're gonna put this up to a 69, which is gonna give us bronze handles for days, which is such an important badge. And then after that, we're also gonna get a 64 speed with ball, which is also pretty solid. Now, taking a look at these playmaking ratings, obviously you guys can see pretty clearly you're not gonna be a dribble god. You're not really gonna be playing like a true point guard either, but this is most definitely a point center build. Like, really quickly, just look how I'm moving. Like, I'm cooking this guy up. Like, he's actually lost. And when you combine this with the absolutely crazy mid-range ratings and the absolutely crazy 3-point rating, and the fact that they have to play so high up on you at all times or you're gonna be greening a shot, it's so easy to cook defenders, especially if you know what you're doing, you know the speed boost, and you have a pretty deep bag when it comes to hitting different types of shots. Now, while this build is an absolute mismatch on offense, I didn't want the defense just to be absolute trash. Like, I still wanted good defense and rebounding. So you see right here, we're gonna be able to get gold anchor, which is so good to be able to block shots, because after all, Wemby is a pretty good rim protector. Then after that, we're gonna get a max defensive rebound rating, which is gonna give us gold box out beast and silver rebound chaser, as well as an offensive rebound rating of 66. This is just gonna allow us to get rebounds consistently. Getting rebounds on this build is still pretty easy. Like, it's not quite as easy as like a 7'3" center, especially in rec center, but you're still very tall and you do have gold box out beast. So if you're in a good position and you're boxing someone out, you're gonna be getting the rebound 9 times out of 10, even if they're a 7'3" center with Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Then for the steal rating, we're putting this up to a 60. That way we can get interceptor. And all around, when it comes to guarding other centers on this build, it is very easy to do, whether that be a post scoring center or a paint mashing center or some other type of center. You're gonna be able to hang with them. You're gonna be able to grab boards and all that. The fact that you are able to lock up other center builds is just so nice. And even though they might get 1 or 2 more rebounds on offense, you're gonna be cooking them. And speaking of offense, the last category we need to upgrade is gonna be our finishing. And you guys see right here, we're starting this off with a 75 driving dunk. On this build right here, a lot of the time you're gonna be isoing, and having that 75 driving dunk definitely comes in clutch, because anytime you know you're dribbling around the perimeter, you get past your defender, you're going towards the basket, you're gonna want to do a driving dunk, not a driving layup. And 75 is really all you need to be able to get those dunks consistently. Like, obviously you're not going to be getting the best dunk packages in the game. You're not going to be getting the LeBron James dunk package, for example, but you will be able to get some good dunk packages, including park dunks, which definitely makes isoing so easy. Now after that, for this standing dunk, we're going to be putting this up to an 83, which is going to give us silver fast twitch and silver rise up. Obviously this is not for the Curry part of the build, it's more more for the Wemby part of the build. Having that staying dunk and also that post control is definitely very, very nice because it allows you to paint mash. So often the inside center build will try to like switch with their guard build, and then in that position you can just drop step them and just absolutely bully them, especially if you have finishing takeover like I have right here. And also that staying dunk is very, very helpful because you can just do a hop step into a staying dunk, which is definitely very, very nice. And then lastly, for the close shot, we're just gonna put this up to a 68. In my opinion, it is worth it to get at least bronze masher because, as I said earlier, people do try to switch matchups, and in that position you can kind of just bully them down low. So having masher is definitely very helpful. Alright, so right here, moving on to the physicals, you guys see we're gonna be pretty fast, which is very helpful for defense. And since we can also dribble on this build, being pretty fast is very helpful to cook taller center builds. Then we're also gonna be very strong since we want to be able to guard them on defense and be able to set screens and stuff. For the vertical, we're putting this up to a 70, and then for the stamina, we're putting this up to a 94. And as you guys see, it comes out to be a 3-level threat. Please subscribe.